Welcome to Brewcast. All right, we have this segment coming up. Let's see, we have a message from Andrew Tate. Good old video from Andrew Tate. You sent this to me. I guess we'll talk about Andrew Tate real quick. I I can respect the hard work and his fighting skills. He usually speaks pretty well. I I don't think that I would recommend him as a role model, but there are qualities that he has that I think men can benefit from. So I can understand why people why there's an appeal to him on some level.
Yeah,
That
I mean, I don't necessarily follow the guy. It's just, well, I think I do have him followed because of seeing his perspective on things for this channel, for what we're doing here. But yeah, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the things he says, and at least not to the full extent of what he's implying, maybe to a much lesser extent on some things. But he has a lot of sway with, men right now because of, how disenfranchised men are.
he was part of the big
So,
what was it, the Manosphere, right? He was in the Manosphere.
yeah, still is. Still definitely an advocate for men to be men, but he might be a good example of the quote toxic masculinity. But I don't subscribe to that notion at all in any way, shape, or form. But he's definitely someone that is used to use as an example of it.
Yeah,
But
they try to attach that to him. I don't think there's such a thing as toxic masculinity.
there's
It's
just masculinity, but it's well, anyways, that's another
toxic
subject.
masculinity is just a way to try to make men look bad.
Yep, to apply a label to for control, to cancel, to yeah, just uh,
Yeah,
take away men's supposed power. So
so you sent this to me, and he put out the message says Bitcoin holders will go to jail in all caps. All right, so I just want to play like maybe a minute of this so you can see kind of how he opens it and how he pitches it. Um, I don't see the need to go into the super long segment of it. We'll see. We'll see.
yeah,
If you are involved in crypto, you are going to jail. Artificial intelligence is scanning the blockchain and providing fully completed indictments to the IRS. You're all catching tax avoidance charges and you're all catching money laundering charges. Every single one of you. It's not going to be a matter of them finding the person and then investigating where his money has went. Instead, they're going to investigate the entire blockchain, find all the money, all the places it's ever gone. AI is going to put it all together, and if they can link any of it to any individual, they're going to ask the respective country, has he paid enough tax? And when the answer is no, you're going to end up in front of a judge. And the judge ain't going to have a clue about blockchain. He ain't going to have a clue about crypto. He's not even going to understand it. He's going to sit there and go, I don't understand any of this. I don't want to look stupid. Let me just put him in jail. That's what's going to happen. If you're involved in crypto, artificial intelligence across the next 3 years is going to be literally handing sealed indictments to law enforcement.
So I know that the topic is about crypto, and I'm assuming that people are saying that they're not reporting. I guess people are not reporting their earnings or allegedly not reporting their earnings off of the crypto.
yeah. Well, there wasn't necessarily for a while there a apparatus in order to be taxed because I don't know if you would consider that income. It could be considered investment, but because with under the tax code there wasn't for a while. I think there is now a way to officially state that people were using that as a way to for money laundering for all this other stuff, as well as just a way to invest and make money, which is, in my opinion, is just nothing more than a fiat currency with a um, uh, what's the word, Ponzi scheme. But the point I wanted to, I guess, highlight more than anything else was the fact that he said like AI is going to be scanning the blockchain. It will be able to track down all this stuff, which is highly likely going to happen if not already occurring.
I mean, I did hear that we had AI being used for the IRS.
Yes.
So,
So
and
there
the
is,
blockchain is
yeah,
based on a ledger. So people that don't understand a blockchain, it's like multiple ledgers. Like if I had a book of receipts and Brewer had a book of receipts and you had a book of receipts, someone in the audience, like all of those three things would be like individual ledgers and they would all have to match. That's the blockchain. And it would track every single time that goes through. Every single time something changes, it updates on all the other ones and they all have to approve it. So, I mean, technically what he's saying, the technological capability of tracking all of that stuff, I
it's
guess,
already there.
okay.
It's the difference is what made the blockchain somewhat anonymous, at least for a while, is that you had the individual IDs of of wallets where this information was going, where the bitcoins were entering and exiting, and so that blockchain, I mean the ledger. How do I say this from a programming? I understand how it works. I couldn't program one myself right now, but I understand the core concepts of it. It's essentially there are times when the ledger will basically split, and in order to save like space and everything else, some ledgers will basically be put to the side, or I can't remember the right way to say this to explain this. So I'll just take a step back. Essentially, as the ledger increases in size, it tracks all this information. It never disappears. The only way that you could actually circumvent any kind of information like this from getting out or change the ledger is if you were somehow to gain 50.1% of the control of the ledger, because it's a majority wins type of system. But the problem is that there are so many people out there who are on the chain and who have Bitcoin. You're on the chain, or you should be on the chain. It's almost near. It's not impossible, but it's very improbable that the amount of people who control the ledger can be overcome. So you can change the ledger. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that AI can easily just go through this ledger and just create a database of every account that's a talk to another account, and they can be able to track every single fraction of a Bitcoin that has been um, passed around. So it's well within the realm of possibility of what he is saying. And it's also like at the end of the video, the point of it is that they can go in and steal it at the end. So they can take this money, supposed money, and then use it to pay off national debts or whatever else. So there is a thought. I don't know if you pulled up this video or not, but I did see something how someone was saying that Bitcoin was actually created as a way for them to go in and steal money at the end of it in order for them to basically pay down debts.
And
So
that would
that's
be
one
by
theory that's out there.
taxing the people that made money off of it.
Well, more of accusing people of um, failing to pay tax, and then they can go in and seize it,
Could that be a new form of blackmail?
possibly. But
Hmm.
Andrew Tate isn't one to necessarily come out and just say shit like this, but he could also be doing it in a way in order to manipulate the market. Because I mean, he could have sold a significant amount of crypto, kept very little of it, waiting for it to crash so he can buy it at the bottom and make more money.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also something else he could be doing too. But he makes a logical point that they could be coming after everybody who has crypto, because they, like the government themselves, including the United States government, is releasing their own kind of cryptocurrency. The XRP, I think, is what it is. I don't
Mm.
get into crypto too much. So this could be a way for them to try to get as much of that value out of it, the other coins, before they completely, or force everyone to go the digital ID and digital money route type of thing.
Yeah, and we already know the last penny was printed or created recently.
And nickels are going away too eventually, from what I understand. So it's like they're phasing out the whole trickle boiling the frog effect of phasing out money completely, physical money completely. So,
Oh boy. What do we do? I guess
I
is there
don't have an answer.
do you think that there's a real threat for these people though? Because like I don't if there wasn't tax code created for it, then
Well, there is now.
okay, if they're still hiding it and moving it around, then I guess technically
Yeah.
he would be right. But he's saying like this is something that you'll start seeing in like 3 years. But he goes into I think it was like zero information privacy or zero information something. Like actually, let's
I don't
just
remember.
go ahead and play it out then.
Okay.
How does Andrew Tate know this? What if I were to say it's already happening? What if I were to say it's just begun
Yeah.
and in 3 years it's going to get a whole bunch worse? Zero knowledge proof privacy solutions. You need them now.
Yeah, what is that? Zero knowledge proof privacy solutions.
I'm not sure. Let's actually do a search on this. Zero. What did he say?
Zero knowledge proof privacy solutions. I'd just say, what is zero knowledge proof?
Enable one party to prove they have certain information without revealing the information itself. Common applications include identity verification, where users can prove their age, showing their date of birth, and private transaction on blockchains like Zcash, which conceal the amount the recipient will be proving the transaction is valid. The problem is that there is still a key or an ID that is at least associated with the transaction. And the IDs of the individual wallets are also associated with input onto the ledger for the transaction. So I'm not sure how this works. I keep in mind I don't have a significant amount of knowledge with how cryptocurrency moves around.
Mm-hmm. I guess what stands out to me for this is like the privacy aspect of it. I mean, we don't really have a whole lot of we're having privacy rights being taken from us pretty much, online anyways, or they're going for them, and they will happen with your money too. Is maybe he trying to get ahead of the digital money? And do you think he's actually trying to help, or is he just like saying, "Hey, people that do crypto"? Is this maybe a push for privacy rights in a digital money economy? I think we're going to end up there regardless of how hard we fight it, because like enough people just aren't aware of it.
Well, the people who have control of the money institutions around the world are the ones who they have the power. They have the funds to push this to put this through and have enough people in their pocket to have it legally be shifted over to this, or at least presented as legal, and people will just accept it. So at the same time, though, the blockchains and the cryptos right now are, like I was alluding to with the ledger and the 50.1%, is still outside the governance of government in general. So it is a parallel system that is directly antithetical to what the globalists are trying to do, which create the one world government, one currency, one religion, all that kind of stuff. So it's just one of the avenues to fight back against it, and they are now royally trying to crack down on anything that's against the government or the globalist ambitions. So,
well, that's a good take. All right. Well, hey, everybody that's listening, go ahead and leave us your thoughts and comments in the bottom below the video if you would like to do that. And we will catch you guys next time.